There are NBA rumors flying around right now that Bradley Beal is reportedly going to be requesting a trade from the Washington Wizards. This offseason just got interesting. Of course, before I get into the video, if you guys could leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on the post notifications. Also, check out my brand new second channel called Specs Live. I'm going to be uploading stream highlights on there. I might even start streaming on there. I'm deciding between either there or Twitch. I'm also going to be uploading vlogs and other crazy cool little videos. So if you guys do want to see more content of me, check that channel out. With that being said, it is being reported that Bradley Beal is considering requesting a trade from the Washington Wizards. While I think that's interesting, I'm definitely not shocked. We've seen a lot of situations where the primary score or the secondary score on a team, they're likely to request a trade because they're not happy about their situation, but those are mostly on teams that aren't that good. Like the Wizards, they're really not that good of a team right now. So I'm not shocked, and I feel like this has been a topic of discussion that we've seen these past couple years about Bradley Beal possibly leaving, but I think this might be the year that this actually does happen, because right now it seems like if the Wizards do trade Russell Westbrook, I feel like they're trying to like rebuild their team and make it a lot more younger. So like I mentioned how Westbrook could possibly go to the Lakers. They're trying to get more younger assets, but that's just my opinion on where I think the Washington Wizards kind of stand as a team in the direction they're trying to go on, because I feel like in these upcoming years I don't see the Wizards being a top team in the East. Even if they did make a trade to get players like James Wiseman or Kyle Kuzma, Dennis Schroeder, like any of those assets, and they don't have that good of a draft pick, I don't see them getting really anybody good. So I think essentially right now they want their younger players to develop and kind of get better, because at this point if you trade one of the guys, I think it's essential that the other guy is going to want to leave, because what else do you have in Washington besides Rory Hachimura, I hope that's how you say his name, and Daniel Gafford, and maybe like David Bertans? You really don't have anything in Washington. Now if they do get a pick though, like with the number 7 pick, they could get a young player in the draft. Now the two players I could really see them getting if they do get the number 7 pick from the Warriors is honestly like Davion Mitchell and maybe Scotty Barnes if he's available in the draft. So with that being said, two of the players that I could honestly see them getting is the Davion Mitchell, who's a point guard from Baylor, or they could get Scotty Barnes, which is possible, but I honestly think he'll go before 7, so that's probably not gonna happen. But Davion Mitchell is likely to fall to 7 to the Warriors, which I don't think they'll be taking him. So yeah, I think they're gonna trade away that pick. But let's just say that Bradley Beal doesn't go. The Wizards have an interesting offseason in front of them. You either have to trade Bradley Beal or Russell Westbrook, or trade both of them, which would basically make your team a guaranteed lottery team next year, which I don't think the Wizards mind because they're not in a championship mode right now. Now the thing is though, Bradley Beal won't officially say he wants a trade or tell the Wizards until the draft, which isn't, I believe, in about 4 days if I'm not wrong. So we have 4 days to see if Bradley Beal either does get traded or gets traded on draft night, which I don't think the Wizards would do that on draft night. I think they would do it maybe a couple days before the draft, or maybe even after the draft if they get a player that they possibly want. But with that being said, I do have the list of teams that are reported that Bradley Beal could be wanting to go to. One of the teams is Boston, another team's Golden State, and Miami and Philadelphia. Those are 4 teams that Bradley Beal would make an immediate impact on. Now the 4 teams, I feel like the order of possibly getting traded, 1 being the most likely and 4 being the not so much, I feel like those Golden State, Philadelphia, Miami, and Boston. Now hear me out, Boston is a good fit and I don't mind seeing Bradley Beal on there. However though, the Celtics would either have to give some young assets and Jaylen Brown, and I don't think they want to get rid of Jaylen Brown. I wouldn't want to get rid of Jaylen Brown. I like Jaylen Brown as a player. I think he's very good for Boston and he belongs there. With Philadelphia, this is an excuse to dump Ben Simmons, and I don't think the Sixers wouldn't really mind getting rid of Ben Simmons after being exposed in the playoffs. Quite frankly, I think Philadelphia would need Bradley Beal to kind of give him that last push to become the team that Philly has the opportunity to become, because I think they only need scores. I don't think they need defense, and Ben Simmons really only provides defense. He does have good IQ, but we also have to consider that Bradley Beal does have a good basketball IQ, and they do have other guards can make up for that. Miami is a good fit, and I believe that Miami is one of the teams that have the more younger assets that the Wizards would want. Players like Tyler Hero, Precious Achiuwa, and maybe even throw in some like Kendrick Nunn, and if you have to, Andre Iguodala. Those are just a couple of the players I think they could offer, maybe even some draft picks. I really do see Bradley Beal being that last player that Miami does need to go over that push to be a really good team in the Eastern Conference. Last but not least, the Golden State Warriors, who is a team that's always looked for that other superstar. I know you've kind of memed them for it, saying like, oh, they're getting all these super players. I know they have the assets to get Bradley Beal. The question is though, would the Wizards be wanting to give him up to, well, Golden State? I don't think that the Wizards would really be interested in doing that, but if it's what Bradley Beal wants, I think the Wizards would be like, okay, we'll just trade to Golden State. Now I've went through a couple trades and I really seeing it being either Andrew Wiggins or James Wiseman, and then adding the 7th and 14th overall pick, and maybe throwing in like a Nico Mannion, you know, someone with low cap space just to add a little bit of money. Now without anyone that tells you that the LA Lakers are a front runner or are going to get Bradley Beal, they're just lying. They're just honestly clickbaiting you. See, Bradley Beal has 2 years left on his deal, and one of them is going to be a player option. So if Bradley Beal's going to be getting traded, it's definitely not to the Lakers, because the Lakers don't have that type of cap space, because Bradley Bradley Beal is a max player. So why I'm saying he's going to get traded, could he sign with the Lakers next year? Yeah, he really could. He could take a pay cut and say, I want to win a championship, which I feel like it could be a theme this season with DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry reportedly wanting to try to reunite in LA. But I just don't see a situation where Bradley Beal even considers LA, because he definitely would not be a primary scorer. I'm making this video, I'm kind of thinking right now, okay, how good of a trade would it be for Bradley Beal to go to the Golden State Warriors, because he would fit in the starting lineup. I think we would have an interesting lineup that I don't think we've seen in a while, with it consisting with like Steph Curry playing point guard, Bradley Beal the 2, Clay running the 3, which I think he definitely can run with his height and stature, Draymond at the 4, and if they get rid of James Wiseman, which I see possibly happen, he couldn't run the 5, but if he does stay, then run him at the 5, or if they do get rid of Andrew Wiggins, have him run the 4 and Draymond at the 5, we could be seeing an interesting starting lineup. But most importantly, I think this is, I feel like Bradley Beal, he's the type of player that could help you be that last push you need to make it, your team way better and possibly have a championship or definitely a deep playoff run. As an NBA media person with you having TikTok and YouTube and trying to go on to other platforms and report stuff like crazy ass news, I do want to see Bradley Beal get traded to another team. I would love to make a video about that and talk about how good he's going to be, but I think Washington is the team for Bradley Beal. They drafted him when he was just a young kid, and Bradley Beal's been through all the hardships with Washington, so I don't really see a situation where Bradley Beal wants to leave just because. I think he would leave if he's kind of gave up on the team, which could very much happen, but we have a couple of days to see what really does happen with Bradley Beal. If it's just dumb rumors, because I feel like every year, like I said, we have that co-star or that primary player that's like, I just want to get out of here, and they talk up some stuff about, oh, we want to trade, but in reality they're either trying to get a max deal, or they're just trying to stir the pot and make the team try to trade for better players. With that being said, if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you guys do leave a like on the video, subscribe to the channel if you're new, turn on the post notifications, let me know who you guys think is going to acquire Bradley Beal during the offseason. My pick is going to be the Golden State Warriors. I talked about it. If he does get traded, it'll be the Warriors. Other than that, I think he'll just stay in Washington. But leave a like on the video. I'll see you guys next one. Amazing day. Take care. Peace.